Hey guys, Type here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Crossroads. Today, spawning in the south, we've got Yukino. Playing as Ostheer, straight away locking into Mechanised assault, but going for an unusual build to accompany that. Just going for a tier 1 into Grenadier, so no assault Grenadiers, slightly unusual to see. Face off against him in the north, we have Sovereign, playing as Soviets, who has armoured assault. Guard motor coordination and airborne troops. In terms of ranks, Yukino around rank 70, Ostheer versus Sovereign around rank 90. So it's... But yeah, it's an unusual start. Generally, I feel like assault grenadiers are really strong against Soviet conscript starts, which is what we're seeing here from Sovereign, so perhaps a missed opportunity. Squeezing a squad of assault grenadiers.
A new grenadier squad is ready.
Oh no, getting one now. Very unusual to get one at this late of a stage. One of the real benefits of them is you can get them out so early on. No build time compared to grenadiers. So if you were going to go for this kind of start, maybe you would go for assault grenadier first and then grenadier second to bypass that build timer. Get a little bit more field presence, maybe get the assault grenadiers in a slightly more aggressive position for an early fight. Because generally it's good to try and use your assault grenadiers early on aggressively, because odds are you'll be in a 1v1 scenario and assault grenadiers almost always win those, especially against conscripts they do. Whereas the later into the game we try to get aggressive with them, the more units they're going to be on the battlefield that are maybe going to be able to come over and assist the squad that the assault grenadiers are coming over to try and fight against. A similar story for Stern Pioneers. The Stern Pioneers don't have sprint, so makes things a little bit trickier for them. And speaking of, here we go. Closing in, conscripts oorahing away, trying to get to safety, but he's... Oh boy, that's not the best... This man at the front, he's gassing it out of there, but the other two lagging behind take quite a lot of damage. But now, as I said, he's got a whole bunch of squads nearby in support, and the assault grenadiers end up losing that engagement. G42 chipped in there for a little bit of damage. It can be very strong if from the south you can sneak it into this building up here. It can afford you a lot of territory control through the center. Looks like maybe he's going to push into this building instead, or maybe even branch out to the far side with it here. Medic's underway for Sovereign, good choice. Haven't gone for airborne troops here as well. So we're going to see those SVTs dropped in shortly. So he's another quarter of a command point. Slightly slow pace to the start of this match. So Yukino now having gone for 3 grenadiers on top of the assault grenadiers. So it's a very heavy investment to the first stage of tech. A lot of units. Which should be converting to a lot of map control right now, especially given how everything matches up. But Sovereign actually holding on pretty well now, even managing to get some sandbags down on that fuel point, which is a nightmare to deal with. G42 setting up aggressively here. Not going to be able to get too many shots off, getting their sight blocked by that hedge. Grenadiers can't find a cover position up there, need to be somewhere slightly different and end up losing that 3v1 pretty badly.
The enemy is taking our
And
territory.
now in come the weapon crate drops for Sovereign, and those things can be really tough to deal with as Ostheer in the early game. Just all game long really. SVT conscript's very strong.
We are losing a sector.
Because at the moment, you know, there's still 45 munitions. You can get all of your squads equipped with them very early on in the game.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Bit of territory trading hands here, both players branching out to the other's fuel, but Still maybe slightly superior control
We have an isolated
for
sector.
Sovereign. Here come these VTs. They will make these assault grenadiers a lot worse. These VTs performing a bit better than the Mosins up close. Yep, lose that squad away very easily. Just trying to come around on the flank of the machine gun, but the squad of grenadiers there to shut them down. Grenadiers here, I think they should close the distance. I think they are still outside 10 range there, so these guys are getting the benefits of light cover. Should just grin and bear it. Close the distance, even though you'll, you know, miss some DPS while on the move. It's better than having them behind light cover the entire engagement. As you can see, Sovereign are very high in manpower right now. Probably should consider getting another squad of combat engineers to assist with getting tech online. Because, you know, having 2 squads of combat engineers generally... Ooh, I thought that was going to make it home, but no. Conscripts go down there. Rebuilding them. Okay, well that's one way you can spend your manpower. Rebuilding your conscripts. But yeah... You know, if your combat engineers are still healthy, not really in combat, no reason to retreat them. You still only got 1 squad of them. And your 2nd squad to help with your tech up, especially if it hasn't been an especially violent game. You've got quite a lot of manpower spare. Can be the way to go. And now we see Yukino going for another squad here. This time Panzer Grenadiers. Maybe not. Oh, it's somewhat dodged. Still heavily outnumbered there. Ends up getting forced away.
Supply sector
Oh,
under
and
attack.
accidentally runs into the base machine gun. Might have been able to just walk back to get out of range there. Might not have needed to retreat.
The sector has been cut
But the
off.
fact that Yukino's gone for this much
Guard rifling.
infantry
Our
makes me think
territory is falling
it's
into enemy
probably going to
hands.
try to go for a tech skip. Skip past tier 2. Maybe go for a fast medium tech. Generally you'll see that along with like a mechanized assault group in this commander. To you know, give you a light vehicle to help fight through the early and mid game.
Establish our supply lines.
And you know, that also comes with a squad of Panzer Grenadiers inside, so could have squeezed that into the composition, but maybe not the best in this particular game as well, because as I said, the command points were a little bit slow. And this does come online at 2 CPs, I believe.
Light tank ready for orders.
Also can be a little bit tricky to save for 490 manpower. But yeah, as you heard there, T70 coming in, 8 minutes 30. That is very, very fast. Let's see what he can get done with it.
Enemy is taking what we have secured.
Already ripping through the Panzer Grenadiers. Forcing them away. We did see tier 2 put down from Yukino, so contrary to my expectations. I've gone for the tech skip, but I suppose it does make sense in this particular instance. Ooh. Because Yukino didn't actually have that strong of a start. Usually, you know, by going for this much infantry in the early game, you'd have a much larger map control advantage. That was not the case in this particular match. Late dodge, but the squad survives. And pack underway. Generally, I would recommend as well putting the other tech structure further towards this base exit so you can reinforce off the tech structure as you run out of your base, if possible. So yeah. But pack is on the field. Let's see what he can get done with it against T70. As we can see, Sovereign has taken a lot of map control now on the back of that T70, capping on the far side. Blunting all the forces on this. Yukino not getting aggressive until the pack is in position. And that is an airdrop Dishka in now for Sovereign. Here comes the pack. T70 there. Maybe he's got sight of it now thanks to the Pioneers. Might be able to get one more attack ground shot off here. Oh, close, but no cigar. Either way, T70 fended off. In comes a Dishka behind this though, so Sovereign might actually be able to control a lot of this territory thanks to the suppression from this Dishka combined with the SVT conscripts. Squad trying to come in on the flank but shut down by the machine gun, which is actually covering a nice angle here to shut out any flanking attempts. Yukino knew that, you know, there were a couple squad of conscripts over here, saw them capping up his territory, so nice move there. And also a nice move to knock out the sandbags that those conscripts were behind to maybe open up a slightly easier engagement. Just repositioning to the center, not really getting it too involved so far. Just coming down the center.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Just going to be able to complete those sandbags before the Grenadiers get too much damage on them.
The sector is at risk.
And T70 has been off the battlefield for quite a long time now, getting repaired. And considering we saw it hit the battlefield and take damage at around maybe like the 9-minute mark. And now it's only just returned to combat 12 minutes. It's taken a long time to get repairs on that, and that's why I was talking about having 2 squads of combat units can be helpful. Maximize your T70 efficiency, always having a squad nearby for repairs. Pack trying to get in position, but T70 already darting out to safety. We're just kind of caught in the middle, but both of these conscripts without the SVT upgrade at the moment, so not spitting out too much damage on them, but in comes a squad from the rear now. Rough grenade dodged there, P-Green's forced away. Oh, he's saving those ones, going for the 7-man upgrade. Fair enough.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
T70 comes through for a couple hits. Attack ground attempt from the pack missing, and here we go. At 5 command points, in comes a Strug E. It's going to work on the Dishka. And in response to that, we have a ZIS and a T-34 in the queue at the exact same time. To try and counter the Strug E. So Yukino behind decides to go for the Strug E at this stage, which is slightly surprising. Maybe could have considered just going straight for a flak panzer, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Oftentimes when people get Strugs, they get them in pairs because they are reasonably cheap, you know, 75 fuel. And they do have quite good range and decent like AoE in terms of covering a wide area, but the absolute damage they tend to do is quite low, so if you pair them up together they actually can hit quite hard. Because individually they may be a little bit weak. Nice to see Sovereign, you know, continuing to plant mines, get tripwires down as well. Not slacking off in that department. T70 protects a pack shot, pulling away. Wow, this is a dangerous moment for Yukino because in comes T-34 from the side. Pack is nearby, but Grenadiers forced away, no snares quite yet. Luckily, conscripts also not nearby and no AT grenade package yet. So nothing to slow down the Strug. It's all up to the T-34. Important shot here, hopefully he doesn't miss. Okay, and assault grenades. Okay, conscripts dodge most of that. T-70 coming back in, and there goes the Strug E. T-34 gets a snare pack. Oh, needs one more hit. T-70 should be using attack round on the pack right here. No, he's going to go for a ZIS barrage. And the pack packing up. trying to get out and gets decrewed right there. In comes the Stugi, going to look for the kill. Its penetration chance is not so good against T-34. Looks like there was maybe a ground attempt and it works out. Didn't even say rear armor hit there, so there was just a frontal penetration. Bit of good luck for the Stugi, but hectic engagement. Ultimately, Yukino comes out behind though, losing both the Stugi and the pack. With Sovereign only lost the T-34, which, you know, is a little bit more expensive than a Stugi, but the pack definitely made up for it.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
That Disca not really behind heavy cover there, takes a lot of damage from the rifle grenade, but ends up getting suppression in, so the conscripts can do their work. But MG42 from close to max range there, also getting some good suppression in. Stugi clearing up the sandbags as well. But this can be a tough task now to try and break free of the Stug spam to save up for a tank. Otherwise you can often end up in a holding pattern, especially if Sovereign manages to get out 2 T-34s. That's certainly going to be too much for one pack to contain, and Yukino doesn't even have one pack yet. Might even have to consider getting Shreks on the Panzer Grenadiers, but I don't have the munitions for that either, so Kino in a tough spot right now. Is going for a pack.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
But as I said, next T-34 is going to be coming in the not too distant future. So what will be the AT response at that time? Got a big push straight down the middle here from Sovereign. Double team weapons, T-70, 2 conscripts. This could be nasty. Just get just out of range of the MG42 here. Just to be about face. T-34 coming in, takes a Faust, but doesn't result in engine damage. And the disc is really good at like moving forwards into an Axis machine gun and winning the fight. So that's what you should be looking for here. Going for the Zisbraj. Oh, and the T-34 comes in, connects, and gets the decrew here. T-34 now pulling back. And Zis should be looking to try and kill the machine gun here. Finish off the decrewed weapon. He's not going for that. Gets a good hit on the Stugi. And the Dishka locking it down, but Grenadiers maybe going to be able to sneak around the corner here a little bit. And they are all LMG equipped, so they are very strong at long range.
Combat engineers are standing by.
That was a big shot from the Stugi. There's this pulling all the way back here. So Stugi is free to get some hits in here. And yeah, that's going to be another T-34.
Enemy
The
forces
Sovereign.
are neutralizing a sector. Now we can walk with confidence.
Did end up going for a second combat engineer. There's quite a few repairs to do right now. And triple cap ticking against Yukino, dropping down fast, about to tick under 300.
300 points remaining.
So needs to do something to turn this one around, but has accumulated a decent amount of fuel. So if he can conserve his manpower. He's on the path to getting something slightly stronger. Don't know if he's going to be able to go straight for the Tiger though in this scenario. I feel like this is maybe a little bit too much pressure. Might have to go for a medium tank. I suppose maybe a double AT gun stall could work still, actually. But yeah, would have to go for another pack. And the good thing, you know, for Yukino, it doesn't have like a big off map to like push them off the field like IL-2s. Well, it's got IL-2s, but not the anti-infantry IL-2s, which the loiter, which really forces you off the map, which can cause a lot of issues for double AT gun strategies. No, going for a Stück of the G variety. And once again, Sovereign running down the middle. Got a machine gun in a similar position. And Stück making use of that 50 range it has there, getting some good long range shots and really good against stationary targets. Oh, light artillery barrage dropped on the Dishka. That gets forced away. The T-34, T-70 are there. Pegrins charging head on. They're taking a lot of damage. And there we go. The Stück gets a shot in. The T-34. So is the pack. Is this returning fire? So now Sovereign's going to need an SU-85 to help contain these Stücks. We'll have, you know, he's got plenty of room as pop caps still, despite having a pretty sizable army.
The enemy is reduced to 200 points.
So Grenadiers chased away there. Still getting upgraded with the machine gun. Coming through, trying to stop the cap here. Stück G is nearby. But I've still got some good hits and maybe could get decrewed frontally just by all these conscripts here. Conscripts oohing forwards, but should just right click on this. Oh, they all end up getting suppressed. And ends up pulling back after that. A little bit clumsy. If he just right clicked on the machine gun. Could have killed it, maybe continue that push, but ends up getting shut down there. Oh, okay. So I'm going to go for a Katyusha instead. But I feel like, you know, Yukino's not that heavily invested into support weapons. Katyusha is still going to be decent, but I thought the SU-85 to help contain the Stücks would be the go. The extra sight can really help you out. And of course, you know, the SU-85 outranges the Stück by 10, so it's generally very easy to control those engagements. And that should, ideally, you know, with the SU-85, buy you a little bit more breathing room for your T-34s to do anti-infantry duties rather than having to use them on anti-tank, where they will not do too well against the Stück. This is a scenario where maybe the T-70 could be used on recon mode. Provide a little bit of intel. Dangerous retreat path there for... That T-70 is dead. What was that?
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Just had to stick, you know, if he continued around this direction, would have got away. If he just like started moving this direction when he took the first shot, also would have got away. Worst of both worlds there. And that's a shame because, as I mentioned, you know, T-70 with the recon mode can be good. Help you line up those Katyusha shots as well. And especially in the scenario where Sovereign is right now, where he doesn't have anything providing him sight. having some extra sight to help outmaneuver the support weapons and the Stugs. Really come in handy. Once again trying to branch out this way, but machine gun shutting that down. But in comes the Katyusha barrage and gets off to a great start there. Really favourable scatter. And they actually decrease the pack, but the pack gets a zombie shot off. T-34's going in, ran over here, but that is not so good. Where's the Zis coming up a little bit slow in all this? He's gone for the rocket run, and the Strug ends up going down to that. But the Strug G is still back here, blasting away at this T-34. T-34 missing another important shot. Still doesn't have AT grenades on his conscripts. Unbelievable. Light artillery barrage also dropped on the Zis, forcing it away. And that turned into a terrible maneuver. Such a promising start, wiping out these team weapons, but yeah, a bit too slow bringing up the Zis and support. No AT grenades to slow down the Strugs. Things end up going pear-shaped in the second half, and Sovereign loses both his T-34s. That is bad news. Briefly started a mortar team there, but that doesn't really make sense when you've still got the Katyusha, though the flares can be very handy. And yeah, that was a second Struggy by the way over here. And Yukino, you know, come over here, recruit these team weapons. Didn't lose too much, ultimately. Just that one Strug that went down to the rocket run, basically. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's it, actually.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
But the VP pressure is still on Yukino, down to just 120 now. Definitely feeling the pressure. Tried to branch out to this side, but the Dishka shut that down. And a moment of silence. Both players wheeling themselves into position. Crew recrewing these support weapons. Katyusha has been ready to fire for quite some time now, though. A bit of a shame that he hasn't found an opportunity to use it. Should be pushing up here with the Zis through the center. The Struggies doing their work, and yeah, you can see the excellent range. Some good hits on the conscripts. Here comes the Zis coming around the corner, though. I thought he'd maybe go straight through the center. Struggies force away the conscripts that were harassing. Egan's coming in on the flank, but they're going to hit the mine there. And it's going to slow them down enough so the Dishka can reposition. Nice mine. Just coming forwards, but not having the best sight right now. And now having to retreat, taking some damage from these grenadiers. T-34 doing its best, though. Oh, and he forgets about the P-Greens up here. Ends up losing them after all that. So, mistake there for Yukino. And now, finally, Sovereign gets an Su-85. Well overdue.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Strug E's up here. Strug G not in position. Oh, he just pops out a raw rocket run. It's about half damage to a Strug E. Maybe a little bit of a waste of munitions. Oh, I suppose it doesn't matter. He's got 400 in the bank. I wasn't paying attention to that. For a second I thought there was 100. double Stuggies, you know, they are chewing through these conscripts' health.
Forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Large AoE. Pretty good at knocking through all 7 men. Another target weak point used there on the T-34. Stug chasing in. Does he finally have a T? Is this some kind of challenge? Like, can I win the game without taking AT grenades on my conscripts? What is going on here? Katyusha into the center, close range. Grenadiers evade to the side. Don't take any model losses. A little bit unlucky there. And the pack pushing up, zones out the Su-85. And the Su-85 pulled all the way back here, so not in a position to help defend the ZIS. Wonder if it got bugged even. And now the ZIS changes hands. So yeah, pulled a little bit too far back with the Su-85. Needed it to still be in range to help fight these Stugs. And the pack has pushed up now. And he's going in for a ram. But he doesn't have the rocket run, having used it earlier. Su-85 hoping to get the kill on the Stug. But doesn't manage it. It's just a regular engine crit, not a heavy one. So should be able to get away to safety. Rebuilding the ZIS now as Sovereign. Now that was a throw. But that T-34 did not need to go for that ram. I think he could have got away. And now he's going to be up against double AT guns, which can be tricky to deal with. Because your medium takes very, very quickly to those. He's ticking now against Sovereign, but Yukino down to just 78. Gotta be careful. Yeah, it's just a lot of waiting around here. So I'll go double time for a bit. Okay, grenades coming in. No dodge from the conscripts. They take a lot of damage. Sending another squad into the center. Su-85 should be standing right there, ready to fight any Stuggies that try and shoot into the middle. There we go. Gets one shot off. Katyusha should be also here, waiting for the AT guns to return fire on the Su-85. Goes for a slightly earlier barrage, maybe slightly deep, but still maybe could scatter into the AT gun. Still no AT grenades here for the conscripts. And once again, the Su-85 pulled so far back, and now that's leaving the Katyusha exposed. A rocket run in the back did a lot of damage to one of the Stuggies. Su-85 coming around the corner, but this Stug is favoured at this range, going to have a higher rate of fire. Su-85 got the first shot off though. Comes the second Stug. ZIS really needs to face up for this. He's aware of it now. Maybe he should see it. No, he's on focus sight mode, so he doesn't see it until super late. Takes a second shot from the other Stug. And down goes the Su-85. Pack pushing up as well. ZIS getting some shots and might be able to get the kill here. Oh, I don't think he's got the rate of fire. Stuggies connecting. He tries to steal the pack, but the Stuggies is ripping through the health. Gonna deny that. Now Sovereign going for another T-34. Maybe he thinks he can just go for a big dive with it, knock out all of these low health tanks. He does have a decent chance of it. But Sovereign, that was not the sharpest play. So yeah, as I was trying to explain it, you know, the ideal scenario is you have your Su-85 back here, your squad comes into cap, the Stugs come into fire on the squad, Su-85 fires on them, the pack moves into position on the Su-85, the Katyusha, maybe standing, you know, like back here, close range barrage, try and knocks out the AT gun, and then the Su-85 just mops up the Stugs. And then if the Strug G's try and get aggressive. You got your Zis back there to assist.
Standing by.
But yeah, everything is low, so there's a chance here for something to die if he wants to get super aggressive with this T-34, but Strugs are pretty decent these days with their rotation, so it can be pretty tricky to outmaneuver them. They do turn around pretty damn quickly, so going for heroic flanks on them, not as good as it used to be.
Close air support is available.
Conscripts though do find a chance to jump onto this VP, and the drain's going to be back on Yukino. And so far I would also say Sovereign has spent way too much time with that Katyusha AFK. Ready to fire, you know. It's missed out on so many barrages on it so far. Should be more cognizant of its cooldown timer. Question is he going to try steal this, or is he going to try kill it? Oh, he's got AT grenades now. Okay, that could make a difference finally. Limiting the mobility of the Strugs really comes in handy. Long-range Katyusha onto the VP, hoping to wipe the Grenadier capping there. Ends up doing some damage to the Strugs. The scatter does not connect with Grenadiers almost at all. Barely take any damage from that. Machine gun working its way into the middle, but getting Zis barraged out.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
And the drain going to be back on Yukino very shortly. Trying to get in there to stall. Doesn't have munitions for his own Zis barrage. Chose to spend it on a rifle grenade there instead, which I think is the worst option. Ooh, that was a big one. And now another SU-85 for Sovereign. Let's hope the control of this one's a little bit sharper. Still, you know, still a full-time repair yard back here, getting all those Strugs back up to fighting strength.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
But yeah, just way too much downtime so far from Sovereign. His units just sit around, not doing much.
50 points remaining.
Far too frequently throughout these matches.
SU-85 tank destroyer ready.
Good awareness from Yukino, branching out to the far VP, getting the cap there. Knew that the Dishka had repositioned to the center, so cap should be open on this side. Maybe a little bit of a waste of assault grenades there. Surely Sovereign's going to be watching this engagement. It's got to be the number one, very easy to dodge. Double Strug G's here. Coming around the corner, and the hedge is really working out for Yukino here. Having to rely on attack ground so much trickier. There we go. 35 slams through a good hit. So what have we got here? We've got 4 Strug E's and 2 Strug G's.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Oh, rocket run. 3/4 damage. Strug coming in. Strug's blasting through the Zis. T-34 nearby. The SU-85 in trouble on focus sight, moving very, very slowly. Oh, we've got a second AT gun back there. The pack coming in. But target weak point, or blinding shot, whatever it's called, on the T-34. SU-85 pulling all the way back, though. Really needed it to contribute a couple long-range hits there. Once again, pulling it all the way back. Does have a 10 range advantage over the Strugs. You can, you know, you have to pull all the way back with it. And ends up losing T-34. Better than losing SU-85 though. Also, is this decrewed here nearly destroyed? A little bit surprised he didn't try and recrew this with one of those two conscript guys there. And once again, all the Strugs very low, but they all survived that engagement, so Yukino just slowly trading up, getting an advantage. At this stage, maybe you could go for another machine gun to try and help lock out the VPs, because only 50 remaining. Find yourself in a tricky situation very, very quickly. Should be pretty much ready to fire. Yep, does indeed recrew this, but that's a mistake. When you got the 7-man upgrade, you should merge into it. You're left at 1 man and retreat with a 1 man, then you've got a full strength resist. So this is a bad way to do things. If you got the 7-man upgrade, merge in, retreat with a 1 man. You got a full strength team weapon straight away, rather than both of these having to retreat. Reinforcements. Katyusha barrage. Oh, this could be nasty with the mine right there as well into the retreat path. Yep, and there go those grenadiers. Nice close range Katyusha there, tearing off the capping squad. Sovereign going for another T-34 at this stage. I thought honestly he might just go for another Su-85. Because he's doing okay in the anti-infantry department. You know, the Katyusha now hitting Vet 2 is going to have the faster cooldown, should really help him clear out the team weapons. And so far, his T-34s haven't done very well. And double Su-85s will just be so easy to deal with these Stugs for double Su-85s. And because he stole away the pack, he's no longer up against double AT guns, would be good against the double Su-85, so maybe a slightly different build be desirable. But it looks like Sovereign just trying to camp out the VPs, drain off those last 50 rather than pushing in, getting aggressive. This could be an overextension from the Strug G here. Pack right there. Su-85 should go down here if they both connect. There we go. It's a big shame to lose a Vet 3 Strug like that. In come the double Strugs, but this is there, and this could be the moment for Sovereign to get aggressive, getting a lot of damage onto all these tanks. I've gone for some attack grounds here as well. Okay, yeah, controlling this many tanks is very, very tricky. Coming through, Zis trying to get in position. Parked in front of the stolen Zis. Should come around the corner. We've got the rocket run. Knocks out the super low health Strug. And T-34 gets away, maybe. Strug maybe on the chase down. With the main gun crit. Katyusha probably into the middle VP. Oh, and it wipes out the machine gun. Nearly gets the assault grenadiers too, but they got the neutralized, still down to 32. Not going to drain out yet. And now he's cleared out the machine gun. This is the moment to get aggressive. No more suppression to hold back these conscripts. You can push forwards with the Su-85 with the conscripts. Put the boots to Yukino. But because everything's just camping and stalling, I'm going to double speed it here for a little bit. Su-85 threatening to come through the center. There we go. Oh boy, but the pack is there, and so is the SU-85. Strug goes down. And now it looks like he's on tilt, going for a triple Strug push, trying to knock down the pack over there, but there's this on the other side chipping in, and so is the SU-85. Got a this here for Yukino though, chipping and blasting through. Oh, but in comes the Katyusha. That is a devastating one. Oh man, that was the nastiest Katyusha. A T-gun goes down almost both of the Pyos, and Yukino calls it quits with that. So yeah, a bit of a slow pace in some spots. Definitely could have been a little bit more aggressive, but Sovereign playing it very safe, but a little bit clumsy with some of the control here this game. Should have been able to win this one a lot earlier. As for Yukino, yeah, I applaud him for trying out some mass Strug action. Can be very, very tricky to control, but didn't end up going his way. Maybe should have been a little bit more reserved with how he spent his munitions, so he could always have a light artillery barrage to drop on the AT guns. It makes a big difference in those kind of engagements. I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.